What's going on? Hello, hello, hello. What is going on? How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing awesome. What was I doing here? Okay, that's right. All right, if you have not hit the thumbs up button yet, feel free to do so. Welcome to all signs. Okay. What's up, Lori? Thanks for being here. What's up, Spiritual Awakening? What's up, Dominic? Thank you so much, Spiritual Awakening. I appreciate that. What's up, Zenergy? What's up, Leilani? Oh my God, that's my wax lady's name. Okay, I came to see what sign you were on. Well, you know what? You're in luck, baby. I just got here. What's up, Indigo? Aw, thanks, Indigo. I appreciate that so much. I hope you guys are having an incredible week so far. It's almost hump day. We've almost made it, but not quite. All righty. Okay, cool. I don't know how that Mercury square Mars transit went for you guys this last weekend, but mine sucked. I also didn't like that Sun Uranus conjunction. That also sucked for me. It didn't suck for everybody, but it does suck for some, and it definitely sucked for me. Today we have what is it? What season are we in? We have the Sun in Taurus making a sextile to Saturn in Pisces. Okay, so this is the last time that the Sun is going to make an aspect to Saturn while it's in Pisces. We're at the tail end of something here, okay? So in regards to something in the Taurus part of your chart, in regards to something in the Pisces part of your chart, right? So there's something here in regards to our identity or our life path, in regards to where we're trying to focus in on life and where we've been trying to stabilize our lives. So mine has been in my 12th house. So this is around my subconscious, my self-sabotaging behaviors, things like that, and how that directly correlates with my identity. And there's an opportunity for me to stabilize that here. So I'm kind of hitting the tail end of some like mental health stuff and some anxieties that I'm having. And I'm basically trying to stabilize my subconscious so that way I can show up in the best way that I possibly can. So, what is that area for you? Then we're kind of feeling that Venus trine Mars, which I really, really like. Venus in Aries trining Mars and Leo, she's in the superior position. So, while Mars is ruling her and he's the dispositor of her, he's still hosting her. And so she's maybe kind of making him work for it a little bit. So this is really great for flirtations or making some kind of deals. This is a really great time to be confident and bold and express yourself. I love that Venus. Well, maybe just because I'm biased and I'm ruled by Venus. So of course I'm going to love that, right? Then we have on Saturday, this is kind of a big one in my opinion, Mercury conjunct Uranus. I feel like we're going to have either some shocking revelations, some shocking conversations, or maybe some good news. But in my opinion, this is going to get us a bit out of a mental rut. So if we feel like we've been stuck, Mercury moving through Taurus has been a little slow moving, slow thinking, slow speaking. Nothing wrong with Mercury and Taurus. It's just more methodical. It has a more slow and steady approach. With that conjunction to Uranus, Uranus is out of Taurus in July. I think it's July 7th, but don't quote me on that. So we're having some big revelations around the Taurus part of our chart. So it's either going to go awesome and we're going to be like having a eureka moment, or it may be a very shocking conversation or something, even maybe some shocking information that we're discovering that is making us change our mind or break free in some way. So then we have Saturn moving into Aries. That's gonna be difficult, especially for my impulsive people. I'm impulsive, okay? I tend to be quite impulsive. Got Aries in my 12th house, baby. In my subconscious, can't help it, right? but it's still going to teach us a bit of a lesson. So this is going to be the time where we are trying to take initiative and take an approach in our life and be the leaders in our own life. But Saturn is going to ask us to take action, but not impulsive action. It's going to ask us to take methodical, calculated action where we're not, trying to jump the gun, where we actually have a plan in place and we're going with that essential plan. So should be interesting. Other than that, you guys, I hope you're having an incredible week. We are going to check out our you versus them reading for this evening. This is between you and your romantic partner or the person that you have on your mind. Because these are general readings, if you feel like the roles need to be swapped, by all means, feel free to do so. If you want to book a super chat question, you can do so right here on YouTube. So no going to an external website. If you're new here and you don't know how the super chat questions work, then you can go to my website at violettaalexis.com and you can look under super chat rules there, okay? All right. There we go. Yay! My Saturn is in Aries and I'm terrified. You know what, ASAP? I had my Saturn return back when I was like 29, and within a somewhat short amount of time, I really found my own power. Like I really figured out what I was capable of. The first year was a little like, ugh, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little anxiety driven, but what it essentially did is it teached me that I could be more independent. It taught me that I don't necessarily need to rely on people per se, that I can actually rely on myself, that if I just broke through my own fears, that I could accomplish a great deal. And to be honest with you, I did. There were a lot of lessons along the way, which I'm still learning, be cautious of what you're doing now because it can come back to haunt you, just like with anything. Okay. But it taught me a lot. I was living at my parents' at the time when my Saturn return came around, and boy, did I break free out of that in the craziest way possible, but it was totally worth it. What's up, Acreedy? How you doing? I'll cash up you a seatbelt. You know what? Maybe it's because my Saturn is in Sag, so it tends to have this like hunky dory kind of whatever. But I actually, that's actually the most successful that I became in my entire life is when I had my Saturn return. Yeah, you got a while ASAP. I'm not super excited. Oh, yeah, Shannon, you're gonna get hit, baby. You're gonna get hit. I have a shit ton of Libra placements, so I'm gonna have a lot of oppositions. I'm gonna have Saturn. I'm going through Saturn opposing my sun in Virgo at 29 degrees. Then I'm gonna have Saturn is going to oppose my Mercury. It's going to oppose my South node, and then once it hits Taurus, it's gonna oppose my Pluto. Not excited. And then once it gets a little bit further into Taurus at 11 degrees, then it's going to oppose my Venus, which I'm ruled by. So I gotta be honest with you. I'm not super excited for the next 5-6 years. I'm not excited, but I'm sure I'll be fine. Um, that's what's up with Creedy. All right. So once again, you guys, welcome to All Signs. We're going to be taking a look at you and your person. If you do want to book a super chat, then you can do so right here on YouTube. Okay. Oh no, Zenergy! Zenergy, you gotta come sit with me. Okay, we're in the same place, clearly. Holy shit. I am just I don't want to say I'm scared, but I actually don't mind Saturn. I don't mind Saturn so much. I actually don't have a huge problem with Saturn. Um Saturn is definitely can be like, you know, it's the harsh grandfather that can make you feel kinda down about yourself, but not because he's trying to make you feel down about yourself, but because or the grandmother, but because he wants you to be better, he wants you to do better. And so if you are able to take on the lessons that Saturn teaches you, have a PDF. I have a PDF. I haven't sold it yet, but I have a PDF with Saturn going through all of the going through Aries for all of the signs, but I haven't released it yet. It'll be released on June 1st, even though it's happening on, I think, May 25, but there's a reason for that. But Saturn, if you can really do things if you take the long road, if you really buckle down and you do what you're supposed to do, you will see some of the greatest rewards in your life. You know, my Saturn being in Sagittarius in my 7th house, it really asked me to be more optimistic when it comes to building relationships. And that's a lot kind of what happened during my Saturn return. Is that's when I joined social media, and it was all about the relationships that I was formulating with people. And a lot of them were really big lessons. And, you know, I am even till this day, I mean, I'm still learning those lessons. It's a lot, you know, but it was asking me to have faith. It was asking me to be more optimistic. It was also asking me, you know, opposing my first house, asking me to have faith in myself, essentially, and asking me to open my mind up to new opportunities, and having the faith in myself that I can implement proper boundaries with people. And then it shortly thereafter, you know, it moved into my 8th house, and that got a little dark. I'm not gonna lie. But Saturn is not a bad guy, okay? He's not a bad guy. He just wants you to get it right. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So don't be scared. Don't be scared. It might be a little bit hard for the first year. At least that's what happened for me. Okay. But ultimately, you will see. All right, Aries, what's going on? Speaking of Aries, let's go ahead and take a look at you and your person. If you feel the need to reverse the roles, by all means, do so. If you want to book a super chat, you can do so right here on YouTube during the live. Your feelings, 4 of Cups. How you see them is the Justice reversed. And their feelings, the 2 of Wands reversed. How they see you is the 3 of Wands reversed. Oh boy. All right, well, let's see the 4 of Cups. Oh, Aries. Come on, darling. Don't do me like that. Don't do yourself like that. When you see the 4 of Cups with the 5 of Swords, this is like, okay, forgive me. I love you. Okay, reverse it if you need to. But for my women, right? Or maybe my guys, but for my women, have you ever been like sitting at a bar or being somewhere and a guy tries to hit on you and you politely reject them and they're like, yeah, whatever, bitch, you're not cute anyway, or something like that? That's what this kind of reminds me of. Okay. But like, you're the guy. Okay. Okay. The 4 of Cups can have you feeling very disappointed to the point where you're going to show them, or they need to understand who they're messing with is kind of the deal. So I want to say, if you are dealing with some level of rejection or some level of disappointment, I really want you to take a breather for a second and step back and think about what you're going to say or what you're going to do before you do it, or maybe sometimes not do anything at all. Now, even if this person is totally in the wrong and a piece of shit, okay, I don't know them, that doesn't mean that you should bring yourself down to their level in any capacity. Because if you really don't respect this person, or you're really just, you know, they're not meeting some standard or whatever, right? Well, then what does that say about you to become like them? You know, what does that say to, I can't remember who said it, but it was something like, you know, I can't remember what it is, and this is not how it goes, I'm butchering it, but it's basically saying, like, you're no better than your enemies if you do what they do. So, kind of something that you should think about when reacting emotionally. What's causing this? The 9 of Swords reversed, you may feel like they don't even care about you, like, they don't even think about you, or if they did something to you, you may feel like they don't give a damn, honestly. The Justice reversed with the 8 of Wands. You may have felt, or maybe feeling like they have expressed themselves in a way that is pretty crappy, or, you know, for another word, unfair, essentially. You could feel like something is not equal. You could once again feel like they're just very self-focused and they don't give a damn about you. You may feel like they have communicated to you that they want nothing to do with you, or that they're not going to make the decision. Or once again, that it's just unrequited and maybe they even told you that. Or there's basically something that you feel they communicated that was unfair to you. And so you're in this mode of feeling rejected. You're in this mode of feeling like, okay, well, maybe the grass is greener on the other side, or you know what I'm saying? So you're kind of in that vibe. So, but let's see their feelings. Well, what's that Ace of Swords? The Chariot reversed. So that Two of Wands tells me that they're a little apprehensive to communicate their feelings to you. They may feel like they did say something to you with that Ace of Swords in regards to something that they have a better understanding of now, and now they may feel like they have to pull back because of something that they may have said. Um, so this person could even feel like maybe they said something that essentially was out of line, or, you know, maybe they feel though like they spoke their personal truth is really what it comes down to. And it may be that because they spoke their own personal truth, that's why they're a little apprehensive to take any action towards you, or do you know what I'm saying? So it could have been something that they just kind of lost control and said something, and now they're like, "Oh, shit," you know? Well, but I did mean it, you know? Which is like nobody wants to hear that, right? But it can be that. You know, I actually just got in an argument with someone the other day and they're like, "Well, you should apologize." And I was like, "Well, you know, I'll apologize that you feel bad about it, but you know, I didn't lie, you know." So that it may be something like that. How they see you is the Three of Wands reversed with the Two of Pentacles reversed. Oh boy. So the Three of Wands reverse can sometimes show up when, you know, now this is how they see you. So it doesn't mean it is your truth, okay? But it's their truth because it's how they see you. It's their perspective. So that Two of Wands in reverse, the Three of Wands in reverse, they feel like you had a specific expectation of how something was going to go. Or for instance, if you waited on them for a while and they didn't show up or something like that, they are looking at you like you're frustrated with them, or you're angry, you're upset because something didn't go your way. So now they may feel like you're kind of coming up with the game plan, or you're kind of going back to square one in some way, and you may be dropping this, but they also may feel like there's some air of confusion that you have around the relationship. Playboy Bunny, thank you so much for that super chat question. So advice. So whether this is for you, whether this is for them, Playboy Bunny, thank you times two, darling. Whether this is for you or for them, I see a masculine and I see a feminine here. Okay. So for the masculine, the King of Pentacles in reverse can be somebody who's incredibly stubborn. They're expecting a lot, they're greedy, you know, whether it's of somebody's time or of their time or money or something, and they're not providing something that's going to create a stable foundation or a stable relationship. The feminine's advice with that Queen of Swords, it can be saying, make sure that you are speaking from a place of wisdom and understanding and not from a place of wrath. Because sometimes the shadow aspect of the Queen of Swords, she can be like a violent Judge Judy times two. You know what I'm saying? And she can really hurt people's feelings. And sometimes she can not be coming or speaking from a place of wisdom, but speaking from a place of trauma or emotional disrupt. So it's asking the feminine to be logical and their communication. And with the masculine, it's really about creating a stable space in order for there to be a safe space within the dynamic. So something to kind of think about. Anyway, Aries, that is what I have for you. Thank you guys so much. I do hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to book a super chat question, then you can do so right here on YouTube. Thanks a lot, and I hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your week. All right, let's look at Taurus. What's going on, Taurus? How you doing? And why? Thank you so much for that super chat question. I appreciate you very much. All right, Taurus, let's go ahead and take a look at you and your person. I hope you guys are having a great week so far. Let's see. Reverse it if you need to, guys. Ooh, the Hierophant. In your feelings, how you see them as the High Priestess. Wowzers. The Five of Wands in reverse for their feelings. Okay. And the Knight of Cups reverse for how they see you. Wow, okay. So let's see that Hierophant first for your feelings. Wow, the Ten of Pentacles. Who is this? Well, you're definitely in your higher vibration, Taurus. The Hierophant is Taurus. This is a very slow and steady wins the race. You are very committed to them. I mean, truly committed to this person on a fundamental level. You may feel like you guys share a lot of ideologies or share philosophies or, have similar views about certain things or maybe you have similar spiritual or religious beliefs, but putting all of that aside, it is just a stable feeling that you have towards someone, somebody that you're committed to. This could actually be a relationship, this could be a marriage partner, this could even be somebody that maybe you're going into business with as well with that Ten of Pentacles. But at the end of the day, these two cards combined are very stable. It's very long term. It's very planting your roots and planting your seeds in this place and making sure that you tend to it. That's what you're doing. So this is somebody that you feel has nearly all of the qualities that you would want in a long-term partner or a long-term business partner or all of the above, whatever it is. So there is this dedication that you seem to have to this person. I mean, it's quite beautiful. Let's pull one more. The Three of Pentacles. You're like, I want to get on the same page with them. You're here to work on a team. I love this energy. I don't want to clarify anything else. I don't want to clarify it. But let's see. Then we have the High Priestess for how they view you. I mean, how you view them, excuse me. Oh no, what's that Page of Swords reverse? The Page of Wands. Oh boy. So the High Priestess, right? Who is she? The High Priestess is the desirable woman, okay, or the desirable man. She can kind of be like the dark divine feminine in some way. This can sometimes, if you're looking at a career in for the High Priestess, this can be like somebody who's involved in the occult or tarot. So, regardless, putting all that aside, the High Priestess is very desirable, male or female. This person, you may view them as somebody who is quite desirable, somebody who has a very strong intuition as well. The only problem is that Page of Swords reversed with the Page of Wands. You may feel like this person, while they have a really strong sense of intuition, you may feel like it's their mind that can sometimes be their enemy. This can be somebody who has a lot of potential, right? Because the High Priestess, she's missing the roof above her head, which is indicative of somebody who has unlimited potential, or the sky is the limit, right? But that Page of Swords in reverse to the Page of Wands, you can sometimes feel as though this person will build paranoias or um, assumptions based on what their intuition is telling them. So maybe they have an intuitive hit about something, but then what happens is their mind starts to work against them, and then they start creating and analyzing narratives that maybe don't necessarily exist. You may feel like this person has a lot of assumptions about you that aren't necessarily true. And while you may feel like this is a dark, divine, feminine, or masculine kind of person, you feel like there's maybe a wounded inner child or a traumatized inner child or something like that. So you may feel like this person kind of spews things from a place of assumption. Their feelings for you, the Five of Wands reversed and the Fool. So I feel like there may have been some drama between you guys at some point. Maybe this person really got in their ego, or you did, or whatever. I don't know. I'm sure that there was some kind of drama or arguments at some point. But this is somebody who's not interested in that. They feel like between the two of you, they can have peace. They can have peace with you. And with that Fool, I love that the Fool is here because the Fool is traveling light. The Fool is a person who is like, "You know what? I'm not gonna worry about any of that stuff in the past. I'm ready for the new journey." And that's where this person is at emotionally. So I think that's really beautiful. Then we have the Knight of Cups reversed for how they see you. They sometimes feel like when you get pushed to a point, Knight of Cups in reverse can be like, moodiness or jealousy or, whatever. And so they can feel like when you get in that mode, you can tend to be very impulsive with your communication and like say and just spew shit out. So you guys may kind of view each other in a similar way as far as that the communication goes. Um This person does see you taking decisive action, though. Where are we going here? The Hangman. So this person sees you as trying to gain perspective and trying to be logical, trying to be logical about your perspective around them or the relationship as a whole, and they may even feel like you're surrendering some kind of old mentality that you have had before. Like maybe it's the way that you have approached conversations before that they feel like you're giving that up. You're not gonna flip out at the drop of a dime anymore or whatever the thing is. So advice for the both of you is the Seven of Cups and the Two of Swords. Oh, the Seven of Cups can be when we have some choices to make, but we're not making them because we're not seeing the reality of something. And it may be that we're refusing to see the reality of something. It may be that we're living in Neptunian land or fantasy land about a situation when really we need to start. It's like needing to shit or get off the pot. We're needing to make or take decisive action towards the decision that we're needing to make around the relationship. And it really does give me that shit or get off the pot vibe. So that is what I have for you, Taurus. Thank you so much. I do hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to book a super chat question, you can do so right here on YouTube. Thanks a lot, Taurus, and I will see you soon. All right there. What's up, Cindy? What's up, Nana? What's up, Faye? Did you have a good birthday? I hope you had a great birthday. You're welcome, Shannon. What's up, Infinite? All right, let's go ahead and move on to Gemini. What's going on, Gemini? How are you? I hope that your week is awesome so far. Let's go ahead and see you in your person. Feel free to swap the rules if you need to. Okay, Queen of Cups. In your feelings, the Judgment in reverse for how you see this person. Ooh, Queen of Wands in their feelings. This could be a same-sex relationship for some of you. And then the Six of Cups reverse for how they see you. So let's see that Queen of Cups. Woo! The Lovers. All right. Look at that. Definitely in your element, Gemini. I love that your major arcana is showing up in your feelings. You seem to be pretty aligned and very decisive in regards to what it is that you're feeling. Like, I don't think that you really have a doubt that you're likely very in love with this person. I do feel like it goes both ways just because that Queen of Cups is mutual usually. So, and you may believe that it's mutual and you might just be right. That Lovers there tells me that this is likely a very rare connection to you or something that's very different, something that you feel like maybe you have never experienced before. It's something where you're not just connecting on a physical level, although that's there, but you're also connecting on a mental level. You're connecting on an emotional level. And with the emotions, that Queen of Cups is just emphasizing the emotional maturity that you have towards this connection and the emotions in general. So this is something that you are consciously choosing. Like you are choosing to love this person. Like this is an active choice. You're like, no, I'm going to love this person. Regardless, I'm going to love them. So that's good. The Judgment reversed with the Seven of Swords reversed. Whoa. Oh my. Can we get one more on that? the moon reversed. Ooh, are you suspicious? So for you to view this person as the judgment, the Seven of Swords reversed and the moon reversed, you feel like this person has a guilty conscience about something that they're refusing to own up to. So you may feel as though they project what they're doing onto you. So if this person, keeps asking if you stole so did you steal something? Did you steal something from me? And then like you find out they've been stealing money out of your purse, right? I'm not saying that that's what it is, but you can see that, or you may feel or see them as somebody who's projecting. You may see them within the next couple of weeks telling you a truth, but not necessarily telling you all of it, or confessing a truth to you, but not taking full accountability for it. Do you know what I mean? What is a good example of that? Like, maybe you guys had agreed that in your relationship, you don't like them going out late at night to nightclubs, okay? And so they ended up doing it anyway, and then you found out about it, but because they didn't want to argue about it, they may have been like, yeah, so what, like it's really not a big deal, it's just a nightclub, like nothing even happened, I don't know why you're freaking out about it. It can be something like that. So it's like, yeah, they're admitting something, but they're not being accountable for what it is that they're admitting, like they're trying to play it off or whatever, it's not a big deal. The Queen of Wands and their feelings with the star reversed. Can I get one more? Okay. Well, if this person is a feminine, okay, if this is a feminine energy, this person is pretty confident in regards to who they are. I mean, especially with that strength combined with that Queen of Wands. Very confident, also very attracted to you as well. And they may even feel like they're the ones that want or need to take the lead in the dynamic. The only thing is that star is in reverse, which means that they may not have full hope, or even a belief that they can do that, or a belief that maybe you'll accept that part of them or that this is going to work. But it can just be that something isn't completely healed within themselves. Now, if that Queen of Wands is you in their feelings, then they feel like you're very attractive, you're very sexy. They may even feel like you have the upper hand, and that may like for instance, there was a man that I dated a long time ago, and one night he got really really drunk and confessed to me that he really hated me because I made more money than him, and he used to get really jealous when people would tip me. And I never knew that. I did not know that. I was like, "Wow, okay." And he admitted resenting me for giving him the career that he had at the time because I got him the career that he had. And I was like, "Wow," and I feel like subconsciously he always had one foot out because of that. And so maybe it's something like this, or maybe it's flipped where they feel like you're kind of like the guy I dated, but there's a loss of hope here somewhere, or a feeling like they can't share something that they are feeling with you. What is the thing that they're afraid of sharing? The Knight of Wands, something that they're passionate about, something that they want to take action towards, but it may be a confidence issue, or just simply being optimistic about the connection. The Six of Cups reversed for how they see you with the Death card. Whoa. So either there was an ending here, or there is an ending, or they feel like something is changing. The Six of Cups in reverse, though, it can represent somebody who's holding a grudge. So they may feel like you're holding a grudge, but maybe that's changing, or maybe that's ending. Or they may feel like because you're holding a grudge, you're deciding to end something with them. They may also feel like you're being immature, but you are evolving in some way. Advice for one of you, the both of you, whatever it is: Page of Pentacles reversed and the Wheel of Fortune reversed. having a little bit of faith can go a long way, but you're not showing faith when you're trying to um control the outcome or control what somebody else is doing. And that Page of Pentacles in reverse is saying, like, where are we manipulating ourselves? Where are we manipulating another person by feeling like we can have control over another person when we can't have control over another person. If we have control over another person and that's the only reason why they're with us or whatever, then it's not truly genuine. Or it can be, is there an effort that we're needing to put in regards to our own lives, in regards to our philosophy on life or how we view relationships? Are we procrastinating on that? Is there something that we're putting off? So I feel like don't put something off anymore, whatever that means for whoever that is for. And it can also be about needing to kind of let go and let God a little bit. Okay. So that is what I have for you, Gemini. Thank you so much. I do hope you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to book a super chat question to get your cards read during this live, then you can do so right here on YouTube. Thanks a lot, Gemini. Cancer. What's going on, Cancer? What's up, Underdog Tarot? How you doing, darling? What's up, Delaware Tom? Oh, I love you right back, Nana. All right, Cancer, I hope that you guys are having a great week so far. Let's go ahead and take a look at you and your person. Your feelings, Two of Cups. How you see them is the Page of Cups reversed. Their feelings for you, the Empress. And how they see you is the Ace of Wands. Okay. Let's see that Two of Cups. There may have been a time between you and this person where you were a little stuck or you were a little uncertain, maybe about how you feel or how you wanted to connect with them, or if you wanted to connect with them at all. Maybe you were uncertain if you really understood them. Maybe you were uncertain, like, is this going to work? I feel misunderstood by them. I feel like you're getting out of that. You seem to be getting out of that mind frame. You're choosing to love this person. You're choosing to try to understand them. You are choosing to try to be misunderstood. So, like, when people are dedicated to misunderstanding you, like, it's just never going to work. If somebody's actually trying to understand you, then it can work. There's potential there. So I feel like there's this interconnectedness that you have with this person on a very deep, soulful level, even at a friendship level as well, because the Two of Cups is about a soulmate. So soulmates come in all shapes and sizes. They can come as a family member, they can come as your pet, right? They can come as your dog, they can come as a lover. So I feel like that's kind of where you're at here. I mean, it's a very beautiful energy. You're making the decision to choose to understand or to choose to love said person. Okay. Do you feel like they are not telling you the truth? Do you feel like there's an abuse of power in some way? Because the Page of Cups in reverse can be somebody who is that you view as a victim, or you feel like they're acting like a victim. You may feel like there's a wounded inner child there somewhere. You may feel like they're having a hard time being vulnerable with you. And it can be because they have been gaslit at some point or mentally abused with that King of Swords reversed. Let me get one more for that. 10 of Cups reversed. It's weird. It's like you love them, but you may feel like they don't have emotional support in their life. In their feelings, the Empress and the Ace of Cups reversed. So I really like this. This is a healthy energy. This is somebody who, feels worthy. They feel worthy. They feel like they want to nurture this. This can be a very creative or attractive person. This is Taurus Libra energy. And they have plenty to go around. And so this may be somebody as well who feels like while they still have a lot to go around, there may be a reason why they also feel like they're really needing to give to themselves in this moment or at this time. So I like it because there's nurturing towards you and the connection, the dynamic, the relationship. And they're also giving it to themselves as well. So there's a focus on their feelings for you and also a focus on their feelings for themselves and how they feel about self. So I'm not mad at it. I mean, it's a nice energy. I'm just not sure about this, how you're seeing them. That definitely kind of throws me off with the rest of the cards. Let me get one more for that Empress. Eight of Cups. Are they like torn between nurturing this and walking away? Because they may be uncertain on whether something is an illusion or not. Like they're still here, or like they're still nurturing or giving to it in some way, but then they're also kind of pulling back and giving the love that they would give you to themselves, which I think that's healthy. But then that Eight of Cups is kind of telling me that they're taking that cup of love and they feel like they need to walk away sometimes, or they need to be alone or something like that. They may be questioning as well, like, is this what I want? You know, that Eight of Cups can be like a question of, is this what I want? It's the road to individual contentment. Because after the eight comes the nine. Ace of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so this is how they view you. I mean, they're very attracted to you. You know, they even might feel like you're quite inspiring to them. The Ace of Wands, for when you're viewing someone as the Ace of Wands, you're viewing them as somebody who is inspirational, somebody who motivates them, somebody who motivates you to do better or to achieve more or whatever. And it's also a very strong sexual attraction. So that's good. And with that Seven of Wands, they do feel like you're invested. They feel like you're invested. They may feel like sometimes you get a little impatient because you have certain expectations, or you feel like things should be a certain way, but ultimately they feel like you're there. You're there, you're offering something. And it might be inspiring them quite a bit as well. Advice, Nine of Pentacles and the Five of Cups. For the both of you, make sure that you're keeping your sense of independence. Make sure that your happiness comes from you, who you are, what you love, etc., and not from another, because that can really have you in a very codependent situation that will make you so emotionally attached that it's nearly toxic. So it's really about trying to kind of just enjoy the moments, have fun with it, relax a little, and don't create a codependent dynamic, because you could end up regretting it in the end. Okay. So that is what I have for you guys. I hope that you enjoyed, Cancer. Thank you so much. And I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to book a super chat question to get your cards read during this live, then you can do so right here on YouTube. All right. Let's move on to Leo. All right. What's going on, Leo? How are you? Let's go ahead and see what you have between you and your person. In your feelings, we have the Nine of Cups reversed. How you see this person is the Nine of Wands reversed. Their feelings for you, the Hermit. And how they see you is the Four of Wands. All right, there we go. That's better. Okay, well, let's see that Nine of Cups reversed first. The Queen of Pentacles. But why is the Nine of Cups reversed? The Ace of Pentacles reversed. There's something that you wanted. It was some kind of opportunity. It was some kind of opportunity that you were trying to build or that you were trying to build with this person, but you feel like it's not really happening. And I don't know if this person is the Queen of Pentacles or you are. If you are this Queen of Pentacles, it's like you may still be committed, you know, you may still be doing what you have to do. You may still be showing up. Like if you're married to this person, you know, maybe you're still cooking dinner, or maybe, you know, you're still showing up at the house, you're still committed, you're still there, but there's something that you feel like you're not really getting. And it can be because somebody didn't put in enough hard work. If you're not this Queen of Pentacles and that's your person, then you could feel like you're not getting this person. Like you may have had a specific vision for something that you wanted when it came to you and them, but you may feel like you're not getting it. You're not getting whatever it is. And you may be kind of like, I would say if that is your story, then be cautious of self-indulgence or indulging in codependent behaviors, indulging in like, well, fuck it, I'm just going to go out and get sloshed, you know, things like that. Mm. How you see them, ooh, goodness gracious. The Nine of Wands reversed with the Ten of Swords reversed. I want to see that Hermit as well. Hmm. You feel like this person, it's weird because it's as if you see that they've given up, but at the same time, you feel like they're not letting go. They're not fighting for it anymore, but they're not letting go of the Ten of Swords. Well, what is the Ten of Swords? The Ten of Swords is the betrayal, the ending, the damn, how many swords does it take to kill a guy? Not 10, right? Like the overkill of something. So you may feel or see them as somebody who's kind of lost in some way, or somebody who's given up, somebody who doesn't have proper boundaries, or somebody who refuses to let go of the grudge or let go of their ways or let go of maybe something that you did. So it's like they're not fighting for it anymore, but they're still holding on to the negative part of it. And they're like giving in to that mentality. That's how you see it. In their feelings, the Hermit and the Magician, this person feels like they need to take space. Like they need to take space. This person could be going through a dark night of the soul. That can very much be the Hermit. There's a lot of nines on the table. And I say that because we have the Nine of Cups, we have the Nine of Wands, and then the Hermit is number 9. Okay. And so the Hermit is a Virgoan energy. It's a dark night of the soul. It's that seeking of self, thinking that you need something outside of you in order to fulfill you, you know, but you don't. The journey that you're on is to become more self-aware and having an understanding of your mentality and your sense of self and who you are. And with that Magician there, I feel like this person is learning that maybe through this connection or whatever. What is the intent here? The Temperance reversed. So it's interesting because while they're going through a dark night of the soul, or while they're taking the space or whatever it is, there's this confidence that they can get through it. There's this confidence in their talents, gifts, skills, and abilities, but they don't really have an intent to create something or balance something out. If anything, they're really not happy with how things have turned out for whatever reason. The temperance in reverse can be like, I'm not content with something. I'm not content with how things played out. So the magician, while it can be an awareness of talents, gifts, skills, and abilities, the magician, it depends. The magician is like when you flip a coin, you don't really know what you're going to get. So it depends. Is the magician high vibrational, or is the magician a shitbag? No, I'm just kidding. Or is the magician a little bit of a trickster? Because the magician can have some tricks up his sleeve. And with that temperance in reverse, I'm not really, I don't know if I like that so much. So it seems like there's a humbling effect mixed with this level of and because they're not content with how something essentially went. Now, for how they're seeing you, the Four of Wands, the Six of Swords reversed. For some of you, they feel like you're either moving back home, moving back in with them, maybe, you. But they can also feel like there are some family issues or home matters or even relationship matters that you're coming back to address or readdress in some way. What's that Six of Swords? The Six of Pentacles reverse. Well, I like that 2 sixes is here because it's usually indicative of something positive will happen, but they're in reverse right now. So it can be like a financial situation that you're trying to clean up, or they feel like you're trying to clean up. Um, Maybe some old debts that they feel like you're paying. Someone may owe someone some money or something like that as well. They may think that you're coming back around to ask them for something. There may be some power struggles here or even third-party situations, okay? And third-party situations don't always necessarily have to be about, like, another lover, right? But the third party can also represent, like, work is getting in the way, or other people's bullshit and drama is getting in the way, or just friends are getting in the way. So there may be a need to kind of remove ourselves from that situation or remove ourselves from some kind of gossip, rumors, drama mentality. For others of you, it can say that maybe you guys can get together and be friends. Or there can be a reconciliation, but both parties have to stop with the power struggles, or both parties have to stop giving into some level of temptation, whether that is sexual temptation or whether that is, I'm just really going to curse their ass out right now. There has to be an awareness of some kind of toxicity or disempowerment or whatever the thing is. So that way the two of you can come together if there is that desire. So that is what I have for you, Leo. Thank you guys so much. I do hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to book a super chat during this live, then you can do so right here on YouTube. Thanks a lot, Leo, and I hope that you guys have a good one. All right, let's go ahead and move on to Virgo. What's going on, Virgo? I hope you guys are good. I hope you guys are having a great week so far. Let's go ahead and see the vibe between you and your person. The Knight of Pentacles reversed in your feelings. How you see this person is the Four of Swords reversed. Their feelings for you, the Four of Pentacles. So we got 4 and 4 here. And then the Five of Pentacles for how they see you. Oh, goodness. Okay. Well, let's see that Knight of Pentacles reversed first, I guess. Okay. Well, you're definitely showing up in a very strong masculine energy. So if you're a feminine, maybe reverse it. That Knight of Pentacles in reverse can talk about where we are our own worst critic, or because something isn't perfect enough, then we're not going to move forward. whatever this is, whether it's, maybe you feel like they're being critical of you, maybe it's just you simply being critical of them, being critical of yourself. There's some criticalness that's happening here. And you may feel like, God, something really isn't moving forward because of this analysis paralysis, or, because I care too much about what they think, or because of da, 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 da. So you can definitely feel like something isn't moving forward emotionally. So you may be in this energy of where you believe that you simply have to detach from whatever that feeling is in order to show up in the way that you want to show up. So showing up with more authority within the dynamic, feeling like you have to detach from your feelings in order to not get so emotionally wrapped up in something that maybe is toxic, or maybe is kind of bringing you down in some way, or causing you to be more hard on yourself. So there is this empowerment that is occurring in your feelings. And so you do feel like, I need to step up, I need to get into my power, I need to da, 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 da. So I feel like this can be good. Let's get one more. Yeah, the sun. I mean, you're trying to take the lead. There's a very strong, expressive, yet at the same time quiet confidence that's coming from within you. This is somebody who makes you very happy, and I absolutely believe that you want to make them happy in return. The sun is the happiest card in the deck, baby. You know what I mean? But you're doing so through leadership. You're doing so through sharing that joy. You're doing that through an optimistic perspective that you have for the relationship. And so I think it's very positive. I think it's attractive. I think it's a good way to approach a relationship. So you may be attempting to be kind of like the rock, or like the stable one in the relationship, or at least on an emotional perspective. How you see this person is the 4 of Swords reversed with the 7 of Wands reversed. All right. Well, Virgo, you see this person as someone who has been through a lot, or has really gone through a lot of pain. There may be things that you feel they still are not healed from, that they're grappling with, that they're wrestling with, that they haven't quite been able to work through or even understand. And so you're looking at them like, they're kind of, they have their tail between their legs a little bit, or they may still be very defensive, or they may not be as strong as they usually are. Or the 7 of Wands in reverse can show up when somebody's very defensive, or somebody's not feeling confident enough to stand up for themselves, or maintain what it is that they already have, or fight for something, so to speak. And so you may feel like there's points when they're just kind of giving up or something. Can I get one more for that? The 8 of Pentacles, but at least you feel like they're working on it. You may feel like this person is a very hard worker with that 8 of Pentacles. So you do feel like, yes, while these things are true, etc., you still feel like they're trying to work on these things. And you feel like they're doing so diligently, like they're trying to weed out the distractions, and really put the kind of the pedal to the metal and work towards these things. The 4 of Pentacles in their feelings with the King of Cups. So this may be a same-sex relationship for some of you, for that King of Cups and the Emperor to show up there. So if this King of Cups is this person, then I would say that this person is also trying to be quite stoic, okay? I mean, honestly, whether it's a male or a female, okay? This may be somebody who's being quite stoic. They're very in love with you. They love you very much, even if they don't show it all of the time. They may feel like they're needing to really be more responsible in regards to how they communicate from an emotional perspective. Now, if that King of Cups is you in their eyes, which it very well may be, this is somebody who feels like you are their rock. The King of Cups is a person who doesn't necessarily share their emotions all the time, or they're not, oh, this is how I'm feeling, right? The King of Cups more so is like a container for other people's emotions in a way. somebody you can talk to, somebody who's very easy to talk to, that, and it can feel quite therapeutic as well. And this person may feel like you are that safe space, and they may also be very afraid to lose you. And I say that because the Four of Pentacles can show up when we're holding on to something really, really tight because we're afraid of the Five of Pentacles, which is how they see you. We're afraid that we're going to lose something. We're going to lose this money. We're going to lose our minds. We're going to lose this person. So they're holding on really, really tight out of fear and love. Wow. The Five of Pentacles and the King of Wands. Look at all of this. Two kings, an emperor. That's incredible. So this may be somebody who feels like you're ghosting them, or feels like you're so confident now you're doing your own thing and you really don't want anything to do with them. Or it's just a fear that they are going to lose you in some way, or that they have lost you already. This can be somebody who feels like you're abandoning them in some way. Whether that's true or not, no idea. But that King of Wands shows me that they look at you as a leader in some way, or you are taking the lead, or you can take the lead, you know, and I feel like maybe they even look up to you a little bit. So I think that that can be positive. Advice is the Six of Wands reversed with the Tower. If there's somebody here that feels like they need external validation, you know, like outside of the relationship or something like that, like I would definitely let go of that feeling. For others of you, it can be that somebody else is very dependent on another person's validation in some way. And it's saying that something about that has to depart. It has to kind of crash and burn a little bit. It has to be destructed. That thought process, the way that we see that, it has to be, because it's like when we're putting all of our the validity of our identity into another person's approval, it's going to be really hard if it doesn't work out, or it's going to be really hard when that person isn't there to give us a gold star at the end of the day. So I think this is more about letting go of that perspective. If somebody here is also entitled in some way, like I feel like that needs to change. I mean, the Six of Wands in reverse can represent a lot of things. They can represent a lot of pride and ego. Maybe you both have that. Maybe one, I have no idea. Usually it's both. But something about that needs to be completely reconstructed. So that is what I have for you, Virgo. Thank you so much. I do hope that you enjoy the rest of your week, and I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to book a super chat question during this live in order to get your cards read during this live, then you can do so right here on YouTube. Thanks a lot, Virgo. Best of luck. What's going on, Donna? What is the most compatible sign for Virgo? It's not just about the sun sign, honestly. It's about everything in the chart. It's about the layout. It's about where does Venus fall? Where does Mars fall? What is, you know, do we have Moon conjunct Pluto? Ooh, that can get really rough. Do we have Mercury conjunct Pluto? Ooh, you know, we can feel like we're crazy. You know, we can be overthinking things. We can be constantly suspicious of somebody. Like, you know, so I mean, it's definitely more than just that. I mean, I think that Virgos do really, really well with Cancers. That's my opinion. I always see really great Virgo Cancerian relationships. I think Virgo and Scorpio are cut from the same cloth. I think that they have the same goal. They just go about it in a different way. I think that Virgo and Pisces, I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying it can't work. Obviously, like I said, other things are very dependent upon it, but these are opposing signs. So it can end up quite toxic, just like any relationship, right? But these two also have similar goals, but they go about it in a different way, I think. So they're both trying to be of service in different ways. Where Virgo maybe can be more like a one-on-one, you know, where Pisces is like, I love everyone, you know. It just really depends. They can do good with other earth signs as well. Like I'm an earth rising, and I noticed that most of my long-term relationships have been earth risings and earth moons. Well, guess what? I'm an earth rising, earth moon, right? So it's more of like a trine is just a very natural, easygoing aspect. You know, you don't really have to try. It's just right there. So when you see trines like that, it can be very easy, but you can get kind of complacent within the relationships. If it's a sextile, then it's saying like, hey, guess what? There's an opportunity for love and kindness and understanding and harmony with one another. Now, if it's a square, you know, like if you have like a Mars square Pluto in synastry or something like that, this can go two different ways. And it can be both. Okay, so this can make for very it can honestly it can lead to infidelity sometimes. It can but it mostly can lead to violent outbursts, okay? It can lead to some domestic disputes for real. It can lead to sometimes sexual violence, okay? But if it's utilized in a positive way, if we're both mature adults, the Mars square Pluto can be very good for sexual intimacy. Okay, there can be some like BDSM or power plays there. Okay, so so it depends. Like there's a lot more, right? So you know, if we have a maybe a Taurus and a Cancer and they're dating, okay, those are compatible and they both have Earth risings and then they both have water moons. Okay, great, that's compatible. But then if they also have like a Mars square Pluto in their chart, like there's gonna be some shit. You know what I mean? So it's not just one aspect. Yes, Dana. You guys can book a super chat question right here on YouTube. If you guys don't know how it works, then you can visit my website, violettaalexis.com, and just click at the top super chat rules and it will tell you how it works. But yes. Here's the super chat rules. There you go. All right, moving on to Libra. What's going on, Libra? I hope you guys are having a great week so far. Let's go ahead and see what is going on for you between you and your person. The world's in your feelings. The 10 of Wands for how you see them. The 3 of Swords reversed for their feelings. Got to pull out my other deck here. And then how they see you is the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, well, let's see that world. Love that. So there's a lot of completions here. The world, the 10 of Wands. There's a lot of completions going on here. This to me is after a very long and likely a very difficult. I'm not saying it was all difficult. I'm not saying it's all been bad, but after a long journey, let's say, you have come to a lot of conclusions. You seem to have a lot more insight. There may even be some closure that you feel like you're getting with the person. Maybe the relationship has ended and within the next couple of weeks you're getting closure that is very healing for you. Maybe it hasn't ended, but there's a certain emotional cycle between the two of you that is ending that is essentially more healing for you. So whatever it is, there's a point of completion that is occurring now. And it's really got you thinking. It's got you thinking about pain. It's got you thinking about everything that you learned on this journey. It's got you thinking a lot about maybe what new cycle needs to begin in order for you to have a better relationship with this person or whatever it may be. So you're thinking very logically about this. It seems to be very healthy. It seems to be very mature. Pretty simple. The 10 of Wands for how you see this person. With the 8 of Swords reversed, you feel like this person's taking responsibility. Okay. So where this may be somebody who was stuck, who was very indecisive, who wasn't really making a decision on something, who really needed to make decisions on something, somebody who maybe was in victim mode or, the 8 of Swords is like a self-imposed prison. You essentially are doing it to yourself. It doesn't mean that there are not external forces that is causing you to think this way, but it really is you thinking that you're in some kind of prison when you actually have the resolution right in front of you or within you. And it's going to be about what you decide to do next. That's really going to determine where something is going. So, with this in particular, you feel like this is somebody who is more decisive in regards to what they're needing to take responsibility for or how something is needing to come to a culminating point. So, you see them with that 10 of Wands being responsible, handling it well. You may feel like this person has a lot of burdens, or they have a lot of things that they're going through. They have a lot of things, or people, even you maybe, that are dependent upon them or that they're responsible for, and you feel like they're doing what they need to be doing. So I don't feel like this is bad. Three of Swords reversed with the Hermit. This person may be going through a bit of a dark night of the soul energy as well, kind of like Leo's person. Let's get one more for that. Mm. Mm. A lot of this person's identity is likely laced in the disappointments that they've had within relationships. Um, this is somebody who is maybe uncertain of who they are to a degree, like we all are, right? There may be this journey that they're kind of on right now that is also healing for them, but they're not quite at the place that you are yet. Okay. So you're at this place with the World and the Four of Swords where you've hit this place of maturation and this place of healing, and they're still going through that. So they could feel very alone right now. They could feel like they can't really show up for you in the way that they want to, or they could feel like they don't have a lot of emotional support, whether that is because of you or in regards to their family. It just feels very alone. It feels very alone. What are you doing? Get out. God, I swear, she is always freaking trying me. So yeah, I mean, I got to be honest with where they're at right now. They're not super happy, but not a whole lot of people are happy when they're in hermit mode. This is like we're searching, and we just it's hard for us to get out of this isolation or being inside of ourselves, because the hermit kind of gets to a point where he or she stands still and doesn't want to move from the place, because at some point they will find some kind of internal peace, and like and peace can become addictive, you know. So how they see you is the Queen of Pentacles with the Empress reversed. Oh, very interesting. Well, that's your major arcana right there, Libra. Maddie, thank you so much for that super chat question, darling. This is somebody who you may be in an actual relationship with, or this can be somebody who views you as a businessman or a businesswoman, whatever gender you identify with, somebody who takes care of themselves, takes care of business, etc. Um, but they may feel at times like you try to control the people that you take care of, or you have a very specific idea on how you want to be perceived, or on how things should go. And so they could feel like there are some self-worth or self-value issues that you have that kind of work against you in some way. Like they could feel like sometimes you try to overpower the conversation, or you try to overpower them in some way, or whether that's true or not, I don't know. I don't know this person. I don't know you, but that's kind of how they feel. So they do feel like you are somebody who is very determined, gonna go for the goal, gonna take care of what they got to take care of. Just kind of somewhat similar ish on how you view them. But let's see the advice. Oh, Six of Wands reversed. Who else got this? Was it Virgo? Is Virgo the Strength reverse? Ooh. You guys definitely have some serious ego pride issues. I think that you guys tend to give into your weaknesses a lot, or you have, whatever it is. And so I feel like there is a need for restraint in this relationship, or restraint in this dynamic, So if one of us here gets to a point where we're feeling like we got to push the other person's buttons in order to get some kind of reaction because we feel entitled, like, I definitely wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? So that is what I have for you, Libra. Thank you so much. I do hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And obviously, if you want to book a super chat question to get your cards read during this live, then you can do so right here on YouTube. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and move on to Scorpio. What's going on, Scorpio? I hope that you guys are having a great week so far. Let's go ahead and see what's going on between you and the person that is on your mind. The moon is in your feelings. How you see this person is the Ace of Swords reversed. In their feelings is the Wheel of Fortune reversed. The Two of Pentacles in reverse for how they see you. Okay. Let's see that moon first. The World. Wow. That's beautiful. Well, talk about emotional maturation. The moon can sometimes talk about, it can talk about our emotions. Okay. It can talk about very deep emotions, although there may be some fear attached there because we're having a hard time trusting ourselves. We're having a hard time trusting the journey. But you've trusted the journey and now you're here. And there is some an emotional maturation that's coming from within. I think that you've had a lot of fears in regards to this relationship. And while they may be present to a degree, you still are accomplishing something you set out to accomplish in regards to this relationship, or even on a personal level. So for instance, if you've been somebody who has had a really difficult time trusting your gut instincts and trusting your intuition with certain things, this may be a time where you're like, you know what, you may have you may be completing that journey now. um, this can also be whatever fears that you've had or even that you have now, that's kind of coming to an end, or you're just learning how to work through them. So I love that the World is here because it does show me that there may be some closure and there may be some maturation in regards to the relationship as a whole. Now, if you've been broken up with this person and there's some level of separation, you may have closure around that. For others of you, if you're still entangled with them or married or whatever, there may be a cycle that you feel is starting to close and it's going to begin again. The Ace of Swords reversed for how you see them with the Queen of Cups. Wowzers. You know this person loves you. You know that this person loves you, and it's mutual with that Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is mutual. I am curious about that Ace of Swords reverse. The Page of Pentacles, clarifying the Ace of Swords reverse. So while the emotions may be there, and they're present and you know this person loves you, you may wish that they put in a different kind of effort or more of an effort, or you may wish that they would ask you more questions, or you may wish that they were a little bit more curious about what you were thinking or about, your viewpoints on something maybe. But it's not anything that can't be handled or dealt with or worked through because there is mutual love here. And you believe that this person is very at the core of everything. You feel like they're very soft, very sensitive, very sweet, very kind, creative, even very intuitive. And so I think that that's attractive to you. But you feel like maybe they are not super clear that maybe you feel the same. You may see them as somebody who's uncertain on whether or not to pursue it. I mean, you see the Queen of Cups and she's not facing here. She's not looking at your emotions. She's looking she's looking at her hands, but she's looking in the opposite direction. So it may be sometimes that you feel that the feelings are mutual, but this person doesn't see you all the time. You know what I mean? Like metaphorically, like they don't see you. Mm, and their feelings, the Wheel of Fortune reversed and the Fool. So this is very much like, you get into a car and you're getting ready to go somewhere and you got the parking brake on, but you have your foot all the way on the gas. We're going nowhere. You know what I mean? And the reason why I say that is because the Wheel of Fortune is when we're trying to control exactly how something is going to go, or maybe we're repeating some kind of cycle, but a lot of the times it can be where we're having a hard time just like, let go and let God, right? So, but at the same time, the Fool is here. So this person is trying to have less baggage, or they're trying to remove old baggage from old cycles, but they're having a hard time. And the thing about the Wheel of Fortune is it's something in reverse. It's something we've done for a long time. Okay. And so the hard part isn't necessarily where we keep going on the hamster wheel, right? This isn't really the hard part. The hard part is stopping the wheel and then getting off without shitting our pants. So it's really about breaking a cycle in this person's eyes, and I feel like that's what they're trying to do. So the intent is likely there to break the cycle and move, but they're having a hard time. How they see you, Two of Pentacles reversed, Seven of Cups reversed, Seven of Pentacles in the upright. Okay. They do feel like you are making a very realistic decision to drop something in your life that is not realistic. Okay. For some of you, they may feel like you got your hand in a couple of different cookie jars. Okay. Like you're fooling around, maybe. Okay. They may think that. They may feel like you're juggling, whether that's true or not. For others of you, if it's not really about that, then this person could look at you and feel like you're making decisions based on things that you feel like you can't handle anymore. So, how do I explain that? Like this person looks at you like you are invested, but you may be a little upset because things aren't really happening as fast as you'd like them to. So they may feel like sometimes you get in this very realistic kind of humdrum energy. It, and it's coming, they feel like it's coming from a place of confusion, or like, this is chaos, I don't want to deal with this. And so they may feel like you drop them, but you're still invested, or you don't want to talk about it, but you're still there. Does that make sense? So long term, they may feel like you're invested at times, but short term, they may feel like sometimes you don't want to deal with something. You don't want to deal with reality. You don't want to deal with the questions or the something like that. Ooh. So is this realistic? Or are we needing to venture out? Or is it that we're lacking confidence and so we want to run away? I feel like it's about taking a very realistic approach to the connection, to be honest. And we're needing to make a decision, not based off of our own fantasies or based off of the woulda, coulda, shoulda, but the based off of what is happening right now in this moment. And are we actually putting in a gallant effort, even if we're not super confident in it? It's kind of like, if there's a will, there's a way, but you have to do so in a grounded manner. So that is what I have for you, Scorpio. Thank you so much. I do hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to book a super chat question, then you can do so right here on YouTube. Alrighty. Alrighty. Cindy, thank you so much for that super chat question, darling. You're welcome, Lorna. Oh, well. Shut up, Infinite. You can't unlove someone, though. Certainly not if you got Scorpio or Taurus placements. Okay. Let's see. Sagittarius, how you doing, darling? Let's see what you have going on, Sag. I hope you're having a great week so far. Let's see what is to come between you and your person. In your feelings, the Four of Cups, the Knight of Wands for how you view this person, the Knight of Swords in their feelings, and the Five of Pentacles in reverse for how they see you. Let's see that Four of Cups. Damn, who got this? Aries got this exact same spread. That's crazy. That's crazy, guys. So, I'm not feeling the same energy, though, for Sag. So, the Five of Swords in the upright and the Game of Thrones deck specifically is the same definition as if the traditional Rider-Waite tarot of the Five of Swords would be in reverse. So this can feel like where you are losing a battle, where you feel like it doesn't matter what you do, you just can't win. You know, you may even for some of you, it may be that you're either taking this person for granted, or you're like, there's got to be a better way, or there's got to be another way, or you're just simply disappointed. But sometimes the Four of Cups can talk about somebody that is not seeing the positive in something. Okay. Now, maybe for some of you, this person's an absolute disaster. I mean, I don't know. I don't care. Okay. I'm just telling you. Okay. These could be the possibilities. Let's pull another card just to see. The Eight of Wands. Well, I don't feel like you're shy to communicate it either. This can be somebody who's at a distance. Okay. So for some of you, if you're in a long distance relationship, or maybe this person lives in a different country, a different state, okay, that can be it as well. But you definitely want to express your distaste for this person. You certainly have some things that you would like to word vomit in their general direction. So that Four of Cups can tell me that, yes, maybe it is you do feel like the grass could be greener on the other side. Maybe you just really don't appreciate anything about this person. It can be that you're disappointed, or you're feeling rejected in some kind of way. And it's like, no matter how much you try, or no matter what happens, you feel like you just can't win. And you're feeling like you need to move forward, or you're feeling like you need to simply express yourself. The Knight of Wands for how you view them. You could feel like the two of you had a bit of a false start. So the Knight of Wands is, you know, there's nothing wrong with the Knight of Wands. You know, he's a nice guy until he's not. You know, the Knight of Wands is the type of guy or girl, you know, that will make you shit your pants at a party because they made you laugh so hard. But then, you know, if you try them, they're gonna slap you on the way out, right? Um, Sometimes it can be the guy or the girl who's there for a good time, but not a long time, you know? And so you could kind of feel like this person, especially with that Ace of Wands reverse, there's a little bit of an inconsistency here, which can make you less attracted to them. The Ace of Wands in reverse can be a loss of attraction. And so because of that, because you may feel like they're not showing up serious, or you feel like they're just kind of screwing around or being stupid, you may be like, yeah, this isn't like sexy, like panties are dry. You know what I mean? So, Knight of Swords in their feelings. Mm, this person is like a hair trigger, in my opinion. Like they're a hair trigger. I mean, when this person feels like the world is on their shoulders and they can't handle it, they may snap, or they may say things they don't mean, or get very impulsive with their communication. They may be wanting to take uh, some kind of action towards you, and quite quickly, because they either have a question that they want to ask, or several questions that they want to ask, or they have some things that they want to say and probably get off their chest with that 10 of Wands in reverse. Sometimes the 10 of Wands in reverse can, especially combined with like a sword card, especially like the Knight of Swords or the Page of Swords or the King of Swords, It can represent somebody who has had something pile onto them for so long that they're just like, blah, 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 and they just have to, like, they got to say it, So I think this person may be kind of like a volcano a little bit, where they're reaching that point. The Five of Pentacles in reverse with the Three of Pentacles for how they see you. So I don't feel like it's all bad. I feel like your emotions, Sag, are probably the worst part about this. You're disappointed at every turn. You know what I mean? It very much reminds me of Meryl Streep in The Devil Wears Prada. Bother someone else with your questions. You know what I mean? But with that Five of Pentacles in reverse and the Three of Pentacles, if there's been a separation between the two of you, or maybe you block them, they may feel within the next couple of weeks that you're unblocking them, or you guys are able to finally work together and resolve some kind of problem. Maybe you guys work together with that Three of Pentacles. But whatever it is, whatever the abandonment was, or the financial issue was, or the misunderstanding was, they see you as trying to work with them towards a common goal. The Sun and the Six of Pentacles, I really feel like if you were to just show up, with optimism and just being very generous in some way, I feel like that's what you guys would get back. And I'm talking to both of you. So this is about being optimistic, put a fucking smile on your face. Don't think about what you can get, think about what you can give. That's how this would work. So that is what I have for you, Sagittarius. Thank you guys so much. I do hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you guys want to book a super chat question to get your cards read during this live, then you can do so right here on YouTube. Thanks a lot, Sag. Enjoy the rest of your week. Oh my God. Hi, Crystal. How are you? It's nice to see you, darling. Thank you so much for the super chat question. What's up, Mitzi? Oh, she said, oh, hell no. Oh, no. What's up, Danielle? All right. Capricorn, what's going on, buddy? All right, Capricorn. So let's see what's going on between you and your person. Okay, the Devil in reverse. Love it. Showing up as your highest self. The Chariot in reverse for how you see this person. The Tower in reverse for this person's feelings for you. The Four of Wands for how they see you. Okay, let's see that Devil. Oh, no. One more. Ooh. Hmm. For some of you, there may be an external temptation. But there's an awareness that that's exactly what it is. Okay. There's an awareness. There's like yeah, no, that's toxic. Okay. So there may be an external temptation that you have outside of this dynamic. Maybe this person is the temptation. I don't know. If that's not it, that Lovers in reverse combined with the Hierophant in reverse, I mean, literally the Hierophant comes before the Lovers. So when you see the Lovers reversed, this is a failure. Okay. It could be a bit of a failure. This can be where our morals, our values, our spiritual religious beliefs, something fundamental about who we are doesn't really align with the other person. And so because of that, you can feel like there's something is not clicking between the two of you because of that. There can be a lot of misunderstandings. There can be a lot of stubbornness from your end as well. If you have like cheated, or if you have been committed to misunderstanding this person, or if you were constantly playing the blame game in some way. Okay, we've all done it in one way or another. So The only thing I like about this is that you may be trying to change that. You may be trying to empower yourself through the awareness of that and then re-empower yourself through the changing of that, whatever that may be. For others of you, it really is you realizing that you and this person really don't mesh, and that may be an issue. You may feel like there's something that is unconventional about this and just isn't working. So it really depends on your personal story. The chariot reverse for how you view this person. Oh, buddy. Well, okay. Very, you see them as unstable. You see them as not meeting some kind of standard, or they're not putting in the effort that you simply require. And you may feel like they're all over the place, or you may feel like they're trying to force something that isn't necessarily going to work. So this is a tough one, Capricorn. I'm not gonna lie. This is a bit of a tough one. You may feel like this person becomes very critical of you, very critical of themselves, where they kind of have these emotional outbursts because they're feeling bad about themselves, or they may be very critical of themselves, so you feel like they become very critical of you, and then it's just all over the place and there's like this total loss of control. You may feel like this person needs to have more courage in regards to mastering themselves, and then in turn being able to have a good connection with not just you but people in general. Maybe the Tower reversed and this person's feelings with the King of Cups. Well, this person isn't letting you go. That King of Cups is somebody who is very much in love with you, loves you very, very much, I would say. They may not express it all the time, but that Tower reverse tells me that they don't want that to change. They're not letting go of that feeling. They're here. They're not going anywhere. All of the kings are fixed. So that's fixed scorpionic energy. And then we have scorpionic energy again. Scorpionic energy doesn't let go very easily. Neither does Taurus, Aquarius, or Leo. They just do it in a different way, right? Like they say, like a Scorpio will be obsessed with you for years to come. Okay. As a Venus and Scorpio, I can say that that's true. So while I'm not saying that this person is a Scorpio, there's definitely that quality of not letting those deep feelings for you go. And I think that they want to kind of be that container for you to be able to have someone that you can talk to, and be that place that you can come to when you need a place, or when you need somebody to talk to. The Four of Wands for how they see you. So you guys are seeing things very differently, which is really strange. Why is this person seeing things differently than this person? The Nine of Pentacles reversed. To be honest with you, Capricorn, it may be this lack of contentment within yourself, okay? Um it may be that you feel like maybe this person has overpromised and underdelivered before, so maybe you're like, yeah, it's not gonna fucking, you know what I mean? Um So, and then both would be valid. It just depends on your personal situation. But this is somebody who, doesn't just view you as a lover, but views you as a friend, somebody that they have a lot of fun with. And then we have Scorpio energy again, so that Six of Cups is Sun in Scorpio. It's very deep, it's very vulnerable. This person even feels like you may have a very childlike energy to you sometimes. This is somebody who is either married to you, or they could see that happening, or something like that. So it's a very deep, sweet, loving, fun connection, or that you are that way. So it's very interesting that you guys are having such different perspectives. Oof. Both of you guys have an inner child or an inner teenager that really needs to be healed. Mm-hmm. Um, this is gonna be a difficult one to say, and I don't know who this is for, okay? But there may be someone who keeps viewing themselves as a victim and then subconsciously puts themselves in situations or creates situations where they are the victim. So I don't know if that's you, them, the both of you, but that can be the case. And when we are constantly in that victim state of mind and we're staying there, then we can't even become the survivor. You know, we're not even giving ourselves the chance to be like, yeah, I got out of that. Like, look at me, because it really is about the mentality. And then it's not just about like, I'm a survivor, but yeah, I lived through that. I'm living. I'm not just surviving, right? So I think that there is maybe a mentality shift that also needs to happen as well. So that is what I have for you, Capricorn. Thank you so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you guys want to book a super chat question to get your cards read during this live, then you can do so right here on YouTube. Thanks a lot, Capricorn. I know that was tough, but I'm wishing you the best of luck, obviously. Thank you so much, Dana. I really appreciate it. And Lee, hey, Lee, nice to see you. Thank you. I hope Vanessa's okay. It's so unlike her not to be here. Then we have Aquarius. What's going on, Aquarius? I hope you guys are doing super awesome. Let's see what is going on between you and your person. The 9 of Cups in your feelings. Okay. The 2 of Swords in reverse for how you see them. The 5 of Cups reversed in their feelings. Loving where this is going. Damn, Ace of Pentacles for how they see you. I don't even want to clarify it, bitch. I really don't, but I have to. So here we go. Okay. Oh, this is cute. You know why this is so cute? Come here, Aquarius, so I can pinch your little cheeks. 9 of Cups is a sense of, I don't need anyone else, but it doesn't mean that I'm not open to what comes after the 9 of Cups, the 10 of Cups. So you are content with who you are, what you have. You're grateful. There's a lot of gratitude here. But it's not that you need this person. You may want them. What I like about that 2 of Wands is that maybe you've been solo for a while, or maybe you've been so content with where things have been between you and this person, or content with where you are. That's great. But with that 2 of Wands, you're getting ready to come out of your comfort zone and maybe make some different decisions. You may be like, you know what? I think I'm ready to, if this is somebody that you met 3 months ago, you may be like, you know what? I think that I'm ready to call my bachelor or bachelorette life quits, when I'm ready to come out of my comfort zone and create a relationship with this person. If this is somebody that you're married to or that you're already dating, you may be like, you know what, I've been very focused on myself. I want to find new ways, or I want to do something that may surprise this person to be able to connect with them on a more emotional and committal level. So I really like where this is going. The 2 of Swords reversed with the 10 of Swords reversed. Okay, I need one more. The Ace of Cups reversed. So if there was some kind of ending between the two of you, or maybe this person has been going through a lot that has nothing to do with you, whatever the case is, they're now of the mindset where they're like, you know what, I can't really avoid this anymore. There has to be a point of asking for forgiveness or giving forgiveness. There has to be a point now where I'm able to let go of this, or make a decision on whether I want to end things or stick around. That can also be it. But this person is feeling a bit drained. So they are trying to make the decision to give to themselves as much as they can in order to let go of something in a healthy and mature way. And I say that as well because you see that 5 of Cups in reverse for their feelings. So there is a letting go of the past. There is an asking of forgiveness or giving forgiveness to you if that's what this relationship requires. But there is an evolutionary process that's getting ready to take place in regards to this person specifically. So, okay, I'm really sorry. I'm not trying to be weird. Sorry, I had to fix my boobs. But you guys can't really see anything anyway, but it's just my sports bra and I wear it to the gym like this all the time and I'm just getting a little hot. So thank you. So let's see this person's feelings for you. Oh, God, this is a great reading, Aquarius. Are you kidding me? This is absolutely sensational. I love this so much. So not only is there forgiveness or asking for forgiveness, or instead of moping around and focusing on the woulda, coulda, shoulda, or whatever it is, this is somebody who now is seeing what they can do with the negative energy that occurred between the two of you, and they're turning it into a positive. So if you guys did have a lot of ball out fights, maybe they have some anger issues or something like that. So maybe they're going to anger management. Maybe, you had an alcohol problem or something like that. And they have forgiven you. And now they're like, you know what? I'm going to work on this with you. We're going to work on this together. Whatever the hell it is. That's what they're doing. That's what they feel. That's what they want to do. That's what their desire is. And this person is no slouch. Like, they are taking decisive action, and they want to make sure that they're going to do this right with you, or they're going to do something the right way. So that way they don't fuck it up either again or fuck it up for you. Damn. Wow. I mean, I can't think of a better reading, honestly. This is a great reading. So they see you as the one creating the opportunity, and they're probably right based around what I said. They look at you like you are the one that's taking initiative. You are confident, you're taking the lead, you're doing what it is that you got to do. You're no slouch either. I mean, the Ace of Pentacles is difficult, right? It's not like the Six of Pentacles where we've gotten over the hump. And no, the Ace of Pentacles is like, we know that we have to get from the ace all the way to the 10. Okay. So it's that commitment to putting in the hard work. And that's how they're seeing you. And they're seeing you as a very masculine. So if you're a feminine, you might need to reverse. But there's a strong physical attraction there. I mean, you can't really get better than this read, damn near. The Hangman and the Three of Cups. There may be a third party or somebody around you guys that you guys need to let go of, okay? And I don't know if that's just like, a mother-in-law getting in the way, or if that is, the naysayers. I don't know. Social media is like the biggest killer of relationships, honestly. But that Hangman can also be talking about surrender, perspective, forgiveness. So I feel like if you guys are going to come together, it needs to be in the most Neptunian way possible, because this is Neptune. And Neptune is the higher octave of Venus, where Venus is about love and relationships and, all of that, and money. Neptune is sacrifice, full dedication, surrender to the higher love. That's kind of what it is, or what it's going to take for you guys to truly come together. So that is what I have for you. Thank you so much, Aquarius. I hope it works out. It looks really great. I hope that you will also like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a super chat question and get your cards read during this live, then you can do so right here on YouTube. Thanks a lot, Aqua, and have a fabulous week. Andrea, thank you so much for that super chat question, darling. Great to see you. Oh, Cindy, I'm so sorry. That sucks the worst. What's up, Sacred Energy? It's nice to see you. What's going on, Pisces? All right, my darling, let's go ahead and see what is going on between you and your person. In your feelings, Three of Wands reversed. How you see this person is the Magician reversed. And their feelings is the Page of Swords reversed. Oh, God. How did we get from that to this? The Temperance in reverse for how they see you. Well, all right, let's clarify. Oh, man. Wait, why? The Four of Pentacles reversed. You may be concerned that you're going to lose this person, or there may be this level of holding back that you feel like they're potentially doing. That Three of Wands in reverse tells me that there's some form of emotional frustration that you're going through that is also leading to some kind of worry, concern, sleepless nights, something of that nature. So there may be this energy where you're really concerned that you are going to lose this person. You may be feeling like you have to hold on even tighter because of this fear of loss. Pisces, for the Pisces that I am talking about, if you are this person, I'm not saying that external things did not happen to give you that idea or whatever, but I will say that a lot of this is truly in your head, okay? I'm not saying that everything is in your head. I'm not trying to gaslight you or anything like that. But that Nine of Swords is not necessarily the truth. It's just the worry about the future, okay? And hey, maybe it's totally valid for you to believe that certain patterns will repeat themselves or whatever. But even if it does happen, okay, whatever this is that you're worried about, you will have worried twice. You know what I mean? And if it doesn't happen, you would have worried for absolutely zero reason at all. The Magician reversed with the Seven of Wands reversed for how you're seeing this person. I'm getting like a passive aggressive vibe. Like you may feel as though this person is passive aggressive. You may feel like they're very manipulative. You may feel like they're defensive because they're kind of playing their cards close to the chest, or they're lying, or they're defensive because they are manipulating you in some way. So you may feel like they're playing some mental gymnastics with you, and that could kind of be making you feel a little defeated. Let me get one more for that. The Seven of Swords. Well, no wonder you're freaking in your damn head. Shit. You feel like they're hiding something. You feel like they're hiding something. And because that 7 plus 7 equals 14, 4 plus 1 equals 5, I think that you believe whatever this is going to lead to an abandonment or a sense of loss. Also, because that 4 of Pentacles is in your feelings. And that may be why you're holding on so tight. You know, you may be afraid to like keep them out of, you may be afraid to let them out of your sight. You know what I'm saying? It can be one of those. Yeah, you don't trust this at all. Now, in their feelings is the Page of Swords reversed and the Emperor reversed. Oh, buddy. What's that Page of Swords reversed? Okay, well. I don't think that they're sharing everything with you. You might be right. In some cases. I do think that you're building narratives on top of the actual facts, though. So, Sugar and Snaps, thank you so much, darling. It's great to see you as always. So, this may be somebody who can be misinforming you. And that could be because they don't want to take responsibility for something. Well, what are they misinforming you about? The Justice reversed. Okay, so this can be somebody who's lying because of some kind of selfishness, or there's something that is like not in balance. It's not right. It's unfair in a way. And why are they doing this? The King of Swords, because they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to be honest about something. And so there's like this passive, like, way that they're dealing with it, or this passive, like, misinformation. Like, oh, well, oh, no, it's not a big deal. Like, I don't know what you mean. Huh? What? Huh? Like, that's what the vibe it's giving me. That's how they see you. They definitely feel like you are losing your patience. And they feel like you are not content with where you're at right now. Okay. So they could feel like you are very, very not content. They could feel like you're paranoid, you know. They could feel like you're having a hard time trusting your intuition as well because of the paranoia. What is this person's intention with Pisces? Queen of Swords, Two of Cups. So they want love, they want understanding, they want conversation, but there's like a weird, of course. Y'all have to give me a damn puzzle at the very end. It's almost like this person is not in control of their own emotions. They have, if I hate to say it about your person, and I'm really sorry, cross watcher, but this is a very immature way to address emotions. This is a very immature way to express emotions, deal with them. It's almost like a lack of emotional intelligence, I want to say. It's like it's weird because this is their intention. They want to love you. They want that smart, bad bitch kind of side of you, I guess you could say. But they may feel like they're not up to your level. What's the advice? Ooh. Ooh. Somebody needs to put their boundaries lower or let their boundaries or guard down because they're needed to take accountability for something. Someone else needs to have better boundaries. Okay. But that judgment reversed, I feel like one person is misjudging a situation because another person is not taking accountability for a situation. So it's like someone's kind of left in the dark a little bit. Oof, that was a rough one, Pisces. I'm sorry. But thank you so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to book a super chat question to get your cards read during this live, then you can do so right here on YouTube. I do hope that you guys have a great week, though. Thanks a lot, Pisces. Sorry that wasn't a little bit better. What's up, Rose? Thanks so much, darling. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to super chat questions. All right, my little super chatters. Thank you guys so much for trusting me with your questions. Whoops. All right, we got my girl Playboy Bunny as per. How is Tim feeling for me currently? We have been texting today. Let me see. Okay, well, shit. What'd you say to him? He thinks you're very sexy. You're not afraid to express yourself. You're not afraid to take the lead or take initiative if you need to. I mean, he may feel like you have this really gorgeous sense of confidence where you don't really give a fuck what anybody thinks. But at the same time, he feels like you're not trying to fight with him. You kind of come in peace with all your sexiness and your showstopperness. He thinks you're sexy. Ooh. Nine of Cups with the King of Pentacles reverse makes me feel like he's ready to be a little vulnerable and flirtatious and cute, but I don't think that there's a total desire to commit yet, okay, or anything like that. So he's not really in commitment mode quite yet, but he is cool with being vulnerable. Thanks a lot, Playboy. All right, Playboy Bunny times 2. How is Dan feeling about me after our second meeting? The Death reversed. He may feel like there's something that he wants you to change or let go of. What is that? The Five of Pentacles in reverse, something about a lack mindset or something that you're needing to resolve financially or something in regards to the way that you think or some kind of value that you bring to the table. He feels like you may not trust yourself to make the right decision. Or he may feel like you don't trust very much because there's something that you have not received in the past that you really wanted. And he can feel like sometimes maybe you get too involved in your emotions or you have a very skeptical nature about you. He may feel like you're emotionally unstable for some reason. Or you don't know how to deal with your emotions or you're overly sensitive or something like that. So I don't know why fuck he thinks that or whatever. I'm going to pull you just some random advice messages because you book with me all the time. So The Devil in reverse and the Three of Swords. So this can be around needing to empower yourself through some kind of pain that maybe you've been through or that you have recently gone through or just in general. So I kind of feel like when people, I'm not saying that you're in victim mode or anything like that, but sometimes when people stay in that place of pain, they're wasting it. You know what I'm saying? So allowing yourself to be empowered through your insecurities, right? It's almost like that quote by George R. R. Martin, my favorite author, from Game of Thrones or A Song of Fire and Ice, it was his book series. But his character Tyrion said, "Don't forget what you are. Certainly the world were not. Wear your flaws like armor, and it can never be used to hurt you." That is the quote that I thought of. Sorry, I had to freaking grab that out of the back of my brain somewhere. Thanks a lot, Playboy. NY, hi, what are Neil's next actions towards me? Possible new connection. Thanks. Sure, let's see. Fingers crossed. Ooh, judgment. I feel like there will be a return. Ooh, damn, girl. NY, this is great. The judgment with the 10 of Pentacles, this can be a reconnection that ends up being very transformative for you and probably Neil as well, where it actually gets to a point of true and honest to God commitment. That's the 10 of Pentacles. Honest to God commitment. All the way to the end, baby. So I feel like this has the potential to really be something. Temperance reversed, Two of Swords reversed. Somebody here may have an addiction of some sort that they're needing to be honest about. This may be somebody who is honest with you about something that they're not happy about in their life or some kind of discontentment that they have. Is discontentment a word? Hopefully. It can also be, like I said, about an addiction of some sort. So he may be deciding to be honest with you about that or tell you about something that he's not content with in his life for whatever reason. Thanks a lot, NY. Good luck. We got my girl Power of the P. Hi, baby. Hey girl, hey, I'd more than appreciate career advice. Shall I continue with what's being created or will it be a waste? All right, let's see, darling. What happens if she continues with this? The Two of Cups reversed. You may feel like you don't fully understand something about the direction that you're in, so maybe needing to do more research or something like that, but more so it makes me feel like this path you end up not really connecting with on a heart level. So, let's get some advice. Ace of Pentacles reversed. There may be something new or a new seed that you're needing to plant or something that you're needing to take care of from an educational perspective. So, for instance, if you are trying to start a tarot channel, and maybe it's not that you need to learn the tarot cards, maybe you already know that, but maybe you need to uh start educating yourself on business, understanding the business side of it more or something like that, you know. But the Ace of Pentacles in reverse can be a delay or a false start of something. So this may be saying that you need to redo something or restart something, or there's a lot more work to be done. Thanks so much, Power of the P. I love you. Maddie R. Hi, Violetta. How does IC feel about me? Currently low contact due to third party. Oh, no. Okay, let me see. The Nine of Swords reversed. The Five of Cups. The Strength reverse. So honestly, Maddie, if this person did give into some kind of third party, which it's essentially sounds like they did, this person is having some insecurities that maybe they have made some kind of dumbass decision. And this can be something where they feel like they gave in to some level of weakness because of their lack of confidence. And so now they may be regretting some kind of decision that they have made. Let me see that Five of Cups. The Sun. It's, like, interesting because they're having a hard time seeing what they could do or how they could fix something, or they're having a hard time seeing the bright side of things. What else is this person's feelings for Maddie? The Knight of Wands with the Ace of Wands reversed. So it's interesting. There's a lot of fire here, which is great in a relationship or a love reading because there can be passion. I do think that you make this person quite happy. But that Knight of Wands with the Ace of Wands reversed tells me that there's a lot of attraction and passion and even somewhat of a desire to take action towards you. But that Ace of Wands in reverse tells me that there may be a delay in taking that action, or this person may feel like there's kind of a false start or a stop and start kind of thing happening here. Your advice is the Hermit and the Wheel of Fortune reversed. So the hermit for advice can be like, you need to take a breather, or you need to take a time out from someone or from something, or just take some time out for yourself because there's a cycle that you may be repeating here. This can be like, for instance, maybe you are dating the same person in a different body, or maybe you feel like you always get yourself into situations like this. Whatever the case is, it's asking you to take a step back, and it is encouraging you to understand why that is or where that's coming from. And the hermit is really about taking some time out because for a long time you may have been seeking something outside of yourself that you already actually have within your grasp, but it's within you. So it may be asking you to take some time to yourself for a while, okay? Thank you so much, Maddie. I really appreciate it. Then we got my girl, Cindy Green. What's going on, Cindy? Will my Capricorn daughter heal from addiction and mother her kids? Oh, no. And can her and I ever heal us? All right, let's see about your Capricorn daughter and the addiction and all of that. So the Star reversed and the Queen of Pentacles reversed. This can sometimes point to somebody who is quite irresponsible. Um, and the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, they can become very mean, or stop taking care of themselves, or, stop providing or stop achieving, or, there's an instability there. And the instability is usually coming from a place of really just feeling fucking sorry for yourself, or feeling really bad about yourself, feeling really bad about how you look, or feeling really bad about your failures. And so the more that this person tends to like fail in their eyes, the less hopeful they become. The worse the wounds become, the more that they fester. So it's not necessarily that they can't, it's just really about if they will. In order for them to change their tune, I guess you could say, they would need a very healing figure in their life, even like a friend or even a mentor. The star is Aquarian energy, which can talk about a friend. It can talk about somebody who needs to share their story about something. Aquarius is the water bearer. So it's what we take, it's that we take what we know and we share it with everybody, right? And so I feel like this person is really needing to share some kind of insecurity that she has with the world at an AA meeting, whatever her deal is, in order to heal. But it's really about whether or not she will, whether she can put on her, tighten up her bootstraps and actually do it. So I would be lying if I didn't say it is going to be very difficult because she may not be feeling very motivated to be responsible. And that's because she's dealing with a lot of unhealed wounds. Um, can her and I ever heal us? Ooh. Ah, Cindy, you're breaking my heart here. The Ten of Cups reversed and the Justice reversed. That's a rough one. That is a rough one. Can I be honest with you? It may take her getting into some kind of legal trouble at some point that is going to instate that level of healing. And I hate to say something like that. I really hate to say something like that, but it can be that way sometimes. And so there may be something that she's not content with in regards to something that happened in the past in regards to a family member, or she may actually feel like you don't truly emotionally support her. But if somebody has an addiction, a lot of sometimes, it can be the narrative that they're creating in their brain, but there is a reason why she is addicted to something. And so if I can be very candid with you, it is possible. Okay. I was an alcoholic, I guess you could say, for a very, very long time, since I was like 16, 17, up until I hit 33. And when I had kids, I was there, but I ended up having a very traumatic experience where I just went down a rabbit hole and I didn't come out for a few years. And I really was not there like I should have been for my babies. And that's a hard thing to be honest about, but that's why coping mechanisms are so important. It's so important for people to have outlets. It's so important for people to share what it is that they're feeling, because those things tend to bottle up and then they do show up as addictions, whether it's sexual addictions, drug addictions, whatever. But I am now 5.5 years alcohol and tobacco free. And it did take, and now of course I, see my kids every other weekend, me and their dad, split or whatever. But honestly, sometimes it takes somebody getting tired of their own shit in order for things to change. And it's not impossible, but sometimes it has to really get to a point where the going gets real tough. You know what I mean? And I hate to say that, but I want to tell you, as a daughter and as a mother, it is possible. Okay. And so, but obviously I'm wishing you the absolute best, Cindy. Thank you so much for trusting me with that very personal question. All righty. Yes, Daniel, you may. She's in prison for the third time. Oh boy. I mean, Cindy, that is really, really difficult, darling. I am just so sorry. I wouldn't even know what to do in your situation. I really wouldn't. I'm just so sorry. I can tell you that it is possible. What's up, Ruby? I can tell you that it is possible. I am living proof of that. Absolutely. But I'm not, some people, it takes them a couple of times, takes them a few times, takes them a fourth time in order to really, get it in their head. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's a tough one. But I'm sending you, not that it does shit for you, but I'm sending you as much love and prayers that I can. I'm so sorry. Crystal, what does Alex want with me and why? Does the third party know about me? First, let's see. Does the third party know about Crystal? Knight of Swords, no. I feel like she's totally clueless. Or this third party is totally clueless. What does Alex want with Crystal? He may be lacking confidence in some way, like he may have just overcome something, or he's having a lot of self-doubt, and he may be trying to be with you or utilize you in order for him to overcome something or get over something. So, the Six of Swords can be like where we're trying to move on from something. And so, in this particular scenario, it can be that he feels like he needs you in order to move on from something, heartache, pain, something like that. Let me get one more. The Two of Wands reversed, because he feels like he's stuck. He's having a hard time making a decision, and he may feel like something about you is going to help him move through that or help him make the right decision. But it seems like he's in stuck mode. He's repeating the same things, or he is in his comfort zone in some way. And so there may be this manipulation a little bit towards you to be able to help him move through something. Let's see why. 'Cause he's having a hard time letting go of something or surrendering something, and so he may feel like your love or your vulnerability is going to help him in some way. You know, the Knight of Cups is somebody who, there's a story about the Knight of Cups where he or she leaves home, right, searching for what it is that they love, and then they end their ass right back where they started, where they're like, "Nope, this is what I love, or this is what loves me," or whatever the case is. So the Knight of Cups kind of does this like circular leaves and then comes back around like, "Damn, I should have just stayed," or, it can kind of be like that. Your advice in regards to this person is the Ace of Swords and the Three of Wands reversed. So I feel like you need to communicate very clear expectations when it comes to this person. And if you feel like you need to cut shit off because you're getting frustrated or your expectations are not being met, then I would do that. That's the only way, truly. Okay. Thanks a lot, Crystal. It's always nice to see you. And thank you again for trusting me with your questions. What's going on, Lee? Can you please tell me, is my boyfriend telling me the truth? Is he really working this weekend or did he lie? Is he lying? The Queen of Wands. Mm, The Queen of Wands. So I'm going to be honest with you here, okay? The Queen of Wands can sometimes represent the other woman, and that Four of Cups reversed. I don't know. Let me get one more. Chariot reversed. So I'm gonna tell you what, okay? Um, there is a feminine energy involved, okay? The Queen of Wands, all right, maybe it is a boss who is helping him stay focused and active. The Queen of Wands can represent a leader. Um, And he may be trying to really come out of some kind of stagnant energy or apathetic energy where he's trying to become more involved, and this person may be trying to help him do that. Um, is he fucking lying or not? I feel like he is lying. I hate to say that. I hate to say that. But the King of Cups in reverse can be somebody who's blowing smoke up your ass in order to make sure that they get their emotional needs met. So, you know what? It might be that he's working, but there might be somebody there that he wants to see. Do you know what I'm saying? Because that Queen of Wands is when I see the Queen of Wands, when people are asking about a third party, the Queen of Wands can represent the other woman. So that's why I'm like, and then the King of Cups reversed. No, I got to be honest with you, Lee. I don't feel like he's telling the truth. And I don't like to do that because I don't like to breed paranoia. I'm a paranoid person myself, and so I don't like to breed that in other people, but I'm also not going to give you a full of shit answer. Thanks, Lee. I'm wishing you the best. I hope that I'm wrong though. All right, Dana, is the situation between me and Sam dead, or will there be something between us in the future? I'm suspicious about a third party romantically. Okay. What's going to happen between these two in the near future? It's not my favorite. Page of Pentacles in reverse to the Page of Wands. It feels very immature. There's not really like a gallant effort. We're not really learning about the other person, or we may be procrastinating on putting in a true, honest to God effort. There may be, a little bit of manipulation in order to get what we want. The Page of Wands, nothing wrong with the Page of Wands, okay? But it's about maybe somebody who doesn't have a lot of confidence in regards to themselves and being able to pursue what it is that they want to pursue, which in this case I imagine would be you. There may be some communication that you are getting from this person, but it's like it's starting off small, but most things do start off small. I do want to see that Page of Pentacles reversed. The Four of Pentacles, there's a little bit of a holding back energy. This person may feel like if they go all in or take a big risk, that they're going to lose a lot for some reason. So there's a fear of taking a full-on risk. That Page of Wands is more so like a little lighthearted, little flirty, right? But there's not like because the Page of Pentacles in the upright is no slouch. Like the Page of Pentacles is going to do it and is going to do it right, you know? The Page of Wands, it doesn't mean that the Page of Wands is any, less awesome necessarily. It's just that it's more, wee. You know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. Let's see if there's a third party. Three of Pentacles. Okay. Well, I got to be honest with you, Dana. There absolutely could be. It could be somebody at his work. It could be somebody that he's working on a project with, somebody he's collaborated with in some way, but it's not necessary. It doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic third party. The the Three of Pentacles can be more professional. Okay. So, of course, this is only a 4-card spread. So, you can always book a personal. Okay. But other than that, there is someone, but it's not like a 3 of Cups, it's not like a 6 of Cups. It's not like a 2 of Cups, you know what I mean? It's a 3 of Pentacles. So it may be someone in the professional space or somebody he was working with or something like that, or learning from, or vice versa. Thank you so much, Dana. Good luck, obviously. Andrea, how does my Aquarius Brian feel about me? I love him and I can feel him in my energy, but we're currently in no contact. Will we reconcile in the future? Let's see what's going to happen between the two of you. Let's see the next 3 months. I do believe that there will be contact, but I don't think it's the kind of contact that you're looking for. The 6 of Pentacles reversed, this is like a breadcrumbing energy. This is a taking advantage of somebody. And I feel, because this is supposed to be your perspective of what's happening between the two of you, okay? Because I want your perspective, not his, for now. So this can be where there's somebody here, which would be him, taking advantage of you or trying to breadcrumb you in some way, which is 100% going to start a fight and it's going to start an argument. So that seems to be kind of what's happening here. Let's see within the next 6 months. The Fool, the 8 of Pentacles. The next 6 months looks a little bit better. So maybe you put up a boundary with him. Maybe you deny him access to you unless he gets his shit together. It can represent a lot of different things, but I like that the Fool is here within the next 6 months because it can represent a brand new journey. Now, all things considered, you would have to do your part on this. And what I mean by that is like having proper boundaries, cutting the shit when you know it's shit, right? And not allowing this person to get away with breadcrumbing you or bringing drama into your life or at your doorstep. So as long as you're playing your part, I do think that this can work out in some way. And I do feel like the standard will be raised and I do see effort being put in. So the next 3 months, like, yes, there may be something, but it's going to be a little drama filled or there's going to be a little bit of conflict. It doesn't have to be something crazy like an all out Jerry Springer fight or anything, but there is some drama here. Next 6 months look a lot better. Just this is what would happen if the energy were to play out with how it is right now. So, if you've been implementing boundaries or if you feel like you need to, I would do that, okay? Thanks a lot, Andrea. Best of luck. Sugar and snaps. Will I find love or a decent relationship with the opposite sexual sex soon? Okay, let's see. Show me the next 3 months. You're kind of in your like bad bitch phase. You're kind of in this phase of like, I don't need no man or I don't need anybody. You have seen through the illusions. You've, gotten on the ride. You rode the ride. You got the t-shirt. You got the baseball cap. There's more of this understanding and wisdom that you are leading with. So you're kind of on your own, you're doing your thing, but you're being very smart with how you're going about love or with how you're communicating. So you're making more head over heart decisions. So I feel like the Queen of Swords, in my opinion, will attract a partner that is a strong partner, because the Queen of Swords is very strong and she's very wise and she's not going to take shit and she has no problem cutting you off. So it kind of reminds me of like Beth and Rip on Yellowstone. I don't know if you've seen that, but Beth is like a very, she doesn't take any shit and she doesn't mess around. And so that's not going to attract a weak man. A weak man is going to run in the opposite direction, right? It's going to attract a badass dude. And that's exactly what it did. So I feel like that's kind of you. Let's see. Next 6 months. I don't really see anything happening. I got to be honest with you. If something does occur, it could be with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. But you could feel like they're really not putting in an effort, or it's just like it's not really going anywhere, honestly. So I definitely feel like stay in that Queen of Swords energy, because you will eventually attract somebody who's on that level, and that's what you want. Thanks a lot. Of course. Assholes. Jesus Christ. Hold on, you guys. Fabulous. All right. Sorry, hold on. Why is it telling me this? Okay, thank you. Why is it telling me this? All right, moving on. All right, sorry about that, you guys. That was the best freeze face ever. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to Rose. What's going on, Rose? Is there a good chance I pass my upcoming board exam? Eh. Well, let me think about this for a minute, okay? Um, if you have not taken the exam yet, okay? If you have not taken the exam yet, my advice to you would be to make sure that you study real fucking hard. Because there may be some things that you're needing to tighten up on. Okay. Um, you may have a lack of confidence in regards to taking the test. It doesn't mean you'll fail, but if you have not taken it yet, make sure you tighten up. Make sure you tighten up before that day comes, because I feel like there may be some things that are possible that you could end up kind of missing. So it could be discipline, focus, emotional regulation, maybe whatever it is. Make sure you're getting plenty of sleep. Make sure you're eating right. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. All of these things we do not realize really have an impact. So as long as you're tightening up like that, I feel like you can. If you don't, you just might fail. Just being honest with you. Okay. Thanks a lot, darling. Then we have Rose. My Scorpio ex who got an arranged marriage is telling me he regrets everything and wish he had married me. What's the outcome of his marriage? Oof. What's that High Priestess reversed? Oof. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. She's definitely in her, I guess you could say she's in her sovereignty. She feels very good about herself. She feels like, she's queen shit, basically. But that high priestess in reverse can be him not really being committed and hiding it with that high priestess reversed, Hierophant reversed. So she's feeling great about herself. She's feeling like the shit. You know what I mean? But he's a little shady, if I'm going to be honest. And that Two of Pentacles in reverse can be him juggling. So I don't think that he will be truly committed. Why does this keep happening? Jesus Christ. This is just the absolute worst. I really hope that this is going to work. Anyway, hopefully you can still hear me. But I feel like he's going to end up juggling. So I don't know if that's really going to work out, unless she's cool with that. So thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. Wonderful. My internet just does not want to work for me. I am so tired of this. This is so annoying. Okay, well, hopefully it just lets me live here. Dana, will S reply to my message? Honestly, it might take him a while if he does, but he's not really, he may be like emotional or fearful for some reason, or there's something that he may be suppressing that's not really allowing him to have the confidence to reply for whatever reason. Or he may be on kind of like a power trip, to be honest. Whatever that means. So if he does, it will probably take him a while if he can get over his own shit. Then we have B. What does Y want with me? Seven of Wands? Well, he certainly doesn't want to let you go. The death reversed, or Y, whoever Y is, doesn't want to let you go. This is somebody that wants to maintain what it is that you have. And they may be having a hard time letting go of what it is you guys have. Or they may be also having a hard time changing some things that they essentially need to change within themselves. If you guys have had like any issues between the two of you, this person is very determined for you guys to let that shit go. I think this is somebody who likely wants evolution of the relationship or of the dynamic. But they may feel like you need to change, or they're expecting some kind of evolution or progression within the dynamic, but they need to change. And there may be a refusal to do that sometimes, or they may be completely unaware of it. But what they really want is they want you to fight for this, or they want to fight for this because they don't want you to let this go, and they don't want to let it go either. But I feel like this person definitely has some fight in them when it comes to this connection. Thank you so much, Daniel. Let's see. My question is, now that I've told P I'm over him, what are his true intentions and how does he feel about my shift? Okay. Let's see what his intentions are with you, Daniel. Seven of Swords reversed. The Seven of Cups reversed. The Lovers. Daniel, this person likely got some kind of reality check maybe about you and their feelings for you, specifically with that Lovers there. So if we're going to the Seven of Swords reversed, there may be either a confession that's happening around a choice that they're needing to make in regards to the connection, especially romantically and from a romantic perspective. So the Seven of Swords, we're confessing something about a choice, Seven of Cups in reverse, that we're making from a realistic point of view. So there may be something that you said to this person that gave them a reality check that makes them want to connect with you deeper in some way. The Lovers is like a very rare connection. It's something that's not very common. Then your next question was, how does he feel about my shift? He feels maybe a little overlooked. He feels overlooked or underappreciated, or he could feel a little entitled, or his ego could be getting in the way for some reason. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Did I waste my time? You know, it can be this sense of kind of impatience of wanting something or wanting you to invest more and maybe feeling like you're not. This person's spying on you or watching you for some reason. That's what they're doing. They're spying on you and they're watching you because their feelings may be hurt about something that you said or something that you did or didn't do. Your advice is the Four of Swords reversed and the Nine of Wands reversed. In order to have peace of mind or healing, it's telling you to, I'm not telling you to give up on fighting for this, but take a breather. Like, take a breather, take a break if this is something that's really been stressing you out, because otherwise you're going to be forced to, okay? And, you know, I'm not trying to say you're going to have like a crazy mental breakdown, you know, where you're having a girl interrupted moment. But I definitely think that this is a time where you need to take a breather and set proper boundaries. If you haven't already, you need to set those. If you have, great. Continue to do that. Take some time out for yourself. Thank you so much, Daniel. Dana, where is his connection with a third party heading? 10 of Wands, it can be like a big responsibility or a lot to take on. I feel like he would be able to handle it, but that Tower in reverse tells me that he would have a hard time letting go of it, quite frankly. So the Tower in reversed is when sometimes we have a very shaky foundation in regards to something that we've attempted to build, and it needs to destruct either for good or it needs to destruct in order to be reconstructed. So there's a shaky foundation, but and it's a bit of a it's a bit burdensome, but there is a responsibility that he may try to take towards it. Thank you, Dana. Christina, this is my first time. My question is, my boyfriend and I broke up. Will we get back together? If so, when will he come back? One sec. Okay. Um, okay. When will he come back? And will we get back together? You have Three of Cups, so this is like Cancer season. This can be late June into July. I feel like there will be a reconciliation. I don't feel like he's going to be telling you the whole truth, or he's not going to divulge everything to you, or he may even gaslight you a little bit about certain things. Okay, so something to kind of keep in mind. But yes, I do feel like it will happen likely in late June or mid July, something like that. All right, guys, I got to get out of here. I love you. I hope that you have a great evening. Thank you guys for dealing with my crappy ass internet. Take care of yourselves. Of course, as always, Kinez and Lori, thank you guys so much for being here. I can't do it without you. And Lori, thank you so much for doing the timestamps. Until next time. Okay, I will answer Dana's. Hold on. Dana, is S coming back to me? Yes, Four of Wands, King of Pentacles, that could end up leading to some kind of commitment between the two of you, where it's very responsible, it's very stable, there's a reason to celebrate, and maybe a higher level of commitment as well. Okay, you guys, I got to get out of here. Have a good one, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.